Imagine you're watching your favorite game and suddenly your favorite player falls. And that would be a big injury to their knee, and that would let them be out of the game for a year and 9 months recovery. And it might be an ACL reconstruction surgery. So when you look at the media and you see the type of injuries that happen to elite sports, you see quite a lot of injuries happen. But when you dig into them, you see that ACL injury or a ligament within your knee joint is one of the biggest one and very common. And when you look at, for instance, the ACL injury in certain sports like AFLW, you see that 1 in 6 of them would get injured per season. And if you look at, for instance, the second ACL injury, it would be 6 times more likely to get injured compared to the first one. And female athletes are more likely, up to 8 times more than male counterparts. So when you ask people what they think about ACL injury, they say it's part of the game. But is it the part of the game? So for instance, imagine I tell you that you go out on the street and the accident is part of being on the road. Is this what we are looking for? We cannot prevent it. We cannot have any other precaution to minimize the kind of accident. So what is ACL injury? ACL injury happens when you are running, for instance, and changing suddenly the direction of your movement, or jumping and landing and suddenly changing the direction, and your muscles and joints cannot cope with that kind of excessive load. And when you look at, for instance, the way that we want to approach it and we want to minimize the effect is we go toward personalized approach. So imagine Sarah is going to play soccer as a career. We actually screen Sarah in advance and then develop a kind of digital twin of Sarah, computer-based models. And after that, we can actually tell Sarah and their coach which part of her body, the muscles, joint, are more likely to lead her toward injury or prevent the injury. So that would be more quantified rather than a very qualitative measure that we can see nowadays in the field. And we're not going to stop there. We would do the pre-season screening, and then we develop a computer-based models or digital twin of her. And then we keep going every 6 months or every season to make sure that Sarah can play safe and will enjoy playing. When you look at, for instance, the stakeholders of sport, or specifically about injury, you see you have quite a lot of people involved. But what we have identified as customers would be coaches, would be physios, and definitely the players who want to play and keep playing. So toward zero ACL injury is going to change what is happening currently. Currently, ACL injury happens. And as I said, it happens among female athletes much more than male athletes. And it would take them like 9 months, 12 months out of the sport, and return to sport it would be very challenging. And that may lead even to ACL injury reconstruction or even osteoarthritis. What we want to change toward zero ACL is to screen in advance and keep screening every 6 months or every season, and develop a digital twin of every single person, and we provide personalized training. This is our team, our great team we have. Currently we have mainly biomedical engineering students, and with a little bit of business background, but we would love to have more people business background as well as the computer science. Please join us. What is next? So in the next few months and next year or so, we would like to have a MVP, a functional MVP that would enable us to basically expand it to a few more clubs, and then maybe understand and that the system works and everything is in the right place. We can actually expand it into a bigger, for instance, cloud-based or SaaS-based modeling, and then we can actually open it up to a national and international market. So thank you very much, and please feel free to ask us any question and join us. Thank you very much for listening.